Okay, you guys, we are going to hit Unit 8, Notes number 4. This is going to go over continuing graphing our systems, but today we're going to really utilize the calculator because our solutions are not going to be whole numbers like they have been. So we're going to make sure we utilize our calculator whenever we are doing this. So to start off, we have y equals x squared minus 8 and y equals x minus 2. So you want to start by getting those both in your graphing calculator and getting your points. So we will start with -3. Just whenever we get this in our calculator. So if I have x squared minus 8, second graph to get my table, I'm going to start at where -3 is. That way I can make sure I get all my points. So -3, 1. Then we have, -4, -7, -8, -7, -4, and 1. So get those plotted. So -3, 1, -2, -4, -1, -7, 0, 8, 1, -7, 2, -4, and 3, 1. Okay, we're gonna create our parabola. So our parabola for our quadratic function. Okay, then we need to graph the second one. So this one, we're going to start at -2. We will have to go to 3 on this one, though. So be careful with that. -1, 0, 1. So -2, -4, same point. -1, -3, 0, -2. And we're going to work our way up. And then we're going to also hit that parabola again. Draw your line. And then we know that our two intersections, the first one is right here and the second one is right here. So we have -2, -4, and 3, 1. Okay, so those are our two solutions. Now we're going to talk about how we can do that in the calculator. So those should I want to make sure you guys have both of those solutions in your calculator. So I know I just had the one, so I'm also going to go put x minus 2 in the calculator. Okay, so we are going to you need to make sure both systems are in your calculator. You're going to hit graph. This shows my two parabolas. I then can see that it is crossing in 2 spots. So I need to make sure that that is accurate whenever I'm doing it. That if I know it's going to cross in 2 and I don't see them, we're going to have to change our window. And we're going to talk about that on one of our examples. So on our paper, we did not change any of the windows, so those are going to say -10, 10, and 10. We're going to draw our x and y axis. Our first parabola goes like this. And then our line goes about like that. So I just sketched what I saw on my calculator screen. So that's what I saw on my calculator screen. That is what's going to be on my paper. Now we're going to talk about how we can find those specific intersections on our graphing calculator. So then we have our steps. So the first thing you want to do is graph both equations, which we've already done. Then you want to hit second trace. So on your calculator, you're going to hit second, and then you're going to hit the trace button. And then we want to go down and we want to select the intersect, which is number 5. So the intersect is right there. So we're going to go down, select 5. Now, the first thing it says is first curve. You're just going to press enter. Second curve, it's going to move the cursor to the second line. Press enter again. We don't want to guess, so we're going to hit enter a third time. That gives us our first intersection. So instead of our graphing it, we could have just checked ourselves in the calculator. Then we're going to find the second one. So we're going to hit second trace again and go down to intersect. Now, you cannot press enter 3 times again. This time you're actually going to have to use your left and right arrows to move closer to the second intersection point. You just have to get close to it. You don't have to get on it. So I got close to it. I'm going to press enter 3 times, and it's going to give me my second intersection point. So that is how you find the intersections using your graphing calculator. Okay, so on my paper, I'm going to hit, intersect. And then we're going to use the up and down to like go in between your curves, which ours we can just press enter. And then you're going to use your left and right arrow keys to move closer once you try to find that second intersection point. So make sure you guys get those down. Okay, now let's go to the back. We are just going to do 2 examples on the back, and then we will be done. Okay, the first one, we have y equals x squared plus 4x plus 10, and y equals negative 2x plus 7. Those are both in y equals form, so I can just put those both into my calculators exactly how they are. So in my graphing calculator, I'm going to go to y equals. I'm going to clear what's in there. And then I'm going to put my 2 equations. So the first one I have is x squared plus 4x plus 10. And then the second one I have is negative 2x plus 7. So get those typed into your calculator. Okay, hopefully you guys have those typed into your calculator by now. You're then going to hit graph. Now, looking at this graph, I can see one of my intersection points. I know there's going to be a second one, but it's just not on my graph. So I need to change a window. So if I need to think about, okay, left and right's good, down's low. So I need to go up top. So you need to go up on your y-axis. So going up on your y-axis, you're going to change your y max. So we're going to hit the window button on our calculator, and we're going to go down to our y max. So everybody hit your window. Go down to y max. I like to go up by 10, so I'm going to go up by 20, or go up to 20. So my y max I'm going to change to 20. So your y max is right here, you guys. Right here. Okay, and then we're going to hit graph again to make sure we can see them both. Great, I can see them both. So now I'm going to sketch my graph on my paper. Remember, we changed the window. So this y max now needs to be 20. X and y axis, we're going to move this down a little bit since we can see more of our y axis on the top. Draw your lines. So first we have our parabola, and then we have our linear function. Okay, that's approximate. My drawings aren't going to be perfect. Okay, now we need to go and find our solution. So remember, bring up your once you get that sketched, you're going to bring up your calculator. And we're going to hit second trace, and then we're going to go down to intersect, which is number 5. Okay, first curve, you can press enter. Second curve, you can press enter. Guess, you can press enter. That is going to give you your first intersection. So you need to have 2 to 3 decimal spots on your answer. So we're going to have negative 0.5, so negative 0.551, comma, 8.101. So that is 1 point. And then we need to go find our second point. So I'm going to hit second, trace again, go down to intersect. Now, since it's our second intersection, we need to go closer to that second intersection point. Press enter until you get your intersection, and then we're going to write that down. So negative 5.449. Comma, and then our y value is 17.898. So those are my 2 intersections on my graph. So make sure you get those written down. If you have any questions on how to find that again, go back and rewatch the video or ask somebody. Okay, Now we're going to go down. We're going to skip number 3. So I want everybody to cross off number 3 so you don't try to do the last one on number 3 because I had a lot of people doing that. Okay, let's go down. Okay, so number 4, it says solve the following using your graphing calculator, sketch the graph, and state your window. Okay, first equation I can put in my calculator, it's y equals. Now the second one, it's not in y equals. I need to get rid of that 4. So we're going to divide it out. Y equals, okay, remember, you can put the top in parentheses and then put divided by 4 on the bottom. That way you can put this into your calculator like that and then this into your calculator like that. You should have no issues. Okay, so now we're going to pull up our calculator again. First thing I want everybody to do, since we had to change our window for the last problem, I want to change it back. So I'm going to go to window and I'm going to go down and I'm going to change my Y max back to 10. Want to get that Y max back to 10 because I like to leave it at 10 unless I have to change it. So I want to make sure it's back at that. Okay, so change your Y max back to 10. Going back to our paper, I'm going to type in my first equation, x squared minus 2x plus 1. So Y equals, clear, x squared minus 2x plus 1. Go down to the bottom, and I'm going to plug in my other equation. So parentheses, negative 8x plus 16, close parentheses, divided by 4. So that is what both of my equations should look like once I get them typed into my calculator. Once you get those typed in, you're going to hit graph. And I want to make sure I can see both of my intersection points so I don't have to change my window. I can see both of them. One of them's right here. The other one's right here. So that is both of my intersection points. So going back, create my X and my Y. Did not change my window, so those values are all going to be your 10s and negative 10. So now I'm going to sketch. So pull up my calculator. Got to draw my parabola. And then I got to draw my linear function. And that's what they should both look like. Then I'm going to find my intersections. So we're going to do second trace, go down to 5. Remember, for the first one, you can just press enter until on the bottom it says your intersection. So we have 1.732 and 0.536. So 1.732, comma, 0.536. Okay, and then I'm going to go do my second point. So hit second trace again. Go down to intersect, and this time I'm going to have to move the cursor so it's closer to the other side. Press enter and keep pressing enter. This one's going to give us our second intersection, and I can see it's over there. So negative 1.732, comma, 7.464. Okay, so those are the two examples. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Sometimes when we graph these, be aware that they may never intersect. That's okay. We still need to sketch it, put our window dimensions, and then on our solution line, we would just put no solution. Okay, let me know if you guys have any questions, and if you need to rewatch this, it will be posted. And don't be afraid to ask a teacher a question, or you can ask somebody next to you.